Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another Warcraft replay here. As we get into it, we have an orc versus human matchup here on the map, Last Refuge. It's a bit confusing because we have Lynn spawning in as the blue human. The website says it's Lynn. It's not an alias that I'm familiar with, but then again I haven't checked his known aliases for a while. Yeah, he's gonna be playing human on the top right here. Perhaps Lynn took a look-sees at the 1.32.10 patch notes and saw the human buffs. I can't tell if I'm joking or if that's actually serious because yeah, a lot of talk about those particular human buffs. Especially when it comes to the human Night Elf matchups. That's just going to be even more hell for the Night Elf players to deal with, and Night Elves didn't really get too much from that particular patch either. Just a measly mana increase on the bears, which is a bit odd, especially considering I always thought that it's probably just better to go mass mountain giants than bears, to be honest, so I'm not even sure if that really counts as a buff. But yeah, Farseer, Archmage on this particular map. Hitman spawning in as the red orc in the bottom left. So if Lynn actually chose his main race, I'm pretty sure Lynn specifically chose human. I didn't actually catch that. I'm not sure if he random or not. But anywho, yeah, instead of an orc mirror, we will just have an orc versus human matchup, Farseer versus Archmage. Been seeing a lot of Farseers recently. Can't really complain too much about that. Years and years of Blade Master dominance has kind of, I guess, dulled my affection with that particular hero. Even though I do like seeing big juicy crits. Yeah, it does get boring after a little while. Archmage popping out here, going for the easy green creep camp, is going to be a little shy from level 2, as the Farseer is just going to start out at this Nightcrawler camp. Normally they would go for the High Priest camp here, but I guess that is the next target, as the Druid Lounge is being placed down as well. Wolves very nicely, a very nice ability to have very early on because they are such good tanks, and the Farseer slash the Grunt will not be able to, or will be able to get by very healthily. Unfortunately, Archmage is going to forego his level 2 and try to harass with, thanks to that Footman Scout from earlier.
We're under attack!
Whether or not the Farseer will be able to farm in peace, it's not looking too great here. It is about to hit nighttime, however, so those camps won't be easily aggroed. And it seems like Hitman might just focus on dealing with the Archmage first. So it's still level 1 heroes versus each other. But we do have a good number of footmen versus grunts here for Lynn. Not colorful. That's the next game. Hitman is going to resummon those wolves as they get dangerously low. Magi Camp gets pulled here, probably just to keep the Archmage busy, as the Troll Camp is going to get started, it seems.
My life for the Horde.
Archmage is going to pick up a second Circlet of Nobility here, as he is going to try and harass once again, but the level 2 on the Farseer has been gained, and the Chain Lightning could potentially pick up a couple of these footman kills here. Yeah, Lynn is a bit aware of that, so he is going to pull his low HP, or at least damaged footman, away from the battlefield.
My life for the Horde. Our town is under attack.
Yeah, more grunts are being added as tier 2 is about to be completed here, and we are going to instantly go into the Turn Chieftain second, as I believe Netease already done for Lin as well, as he's gonna have the Mountain King as his second hero, Blacksmith, as well as the Arcane Sanctum, so we could be looking at rifle casters here for Lin. Nope, we already have the first rifleman out, as I was saying. And the Archmage is still level 2. This is, it's not really a common sight for me to see the Archmage being out-leveled by another hero, to be honest, since elementals are pretty good farming tools themselves. He's just been very committed to the harassment on the Farse, which hasn't really borne much fruit, to be honest. Mountain is gonna pop out here as Turn Chieftain also pops out for Hitman as well. Brute Strength has been researched, so those grunts are gonna be slightly more efficient, more HP and a little bit more damage. As the Organ Magi camp from this shop is gonna get pulled, as I think that's gonna be level 2 for both of the heroes here. We'll see how much that the Archmage actually leeches off with the Mountain King. It seems like the Mountain King is going to be a bit shy from level 2. Archmage, however, is going to get himself that Brilliant Aura, as the Rock Golem camp is going to get taken out by Hitman. Hitman's doing a very nice job stealing his opponent's creep camps, to be honest, as the Scourge Bone Chimes gets picked up here for the Turn Chieftain. That's going to be very nice, as most of the Orc units in the mid to late game are melee, so they'll be able to benefit off of that lifesteal aura.
Heed my call.
As it seems like we're just going to be going into the Shaman / Grunt composition here for Hitman. Remember that this is 1.32.9, so the aura changes haven't happened yet, so yeah, the aura items are, I think, equivalent to like level 1 or level 1.5. But after point 10, that will be aura items will be a lot less effective. At least they'll sell for a lot more. More Shaman are being added to the mix here, as we are still sticking to tier 2, so no Bloodlust from the looks of it just yet. Okay, level 3, level 2 versus level 2, level 2. We do have another Stormbolt onto the Grunt there, as we do have a War Stomp coming, a very nice War Stomp in fact, as we do have a Chain Lightning also being added to the mix, as a Rifleman is going to get picked off there, but we still have a little bit too many units on the human side. Grunt is going to get taken down there in exchange for a Footman. So overall, bit of an even exchange, a Footman and a Rifleman in exchange for a Grunt. But it did take a boatload of mana from both sides. Which, I guess, if you take into account the Brilliant Aura, that would be pretty favorable for the human player. It's just that, yeah, Lin did burn a Beast Scroll for that. And the fight didn't actually last that long, so bit of a waste, but oh well. Rock Golem camp being cleared out here on this side. Meanwhile, the Ogre camp is being attempted by Lin. He will be able to take it down because Riflemen are just such high DPS units. Oh yikes, they are a bit squishy, however. The Ogre is going to get taken down, and the Legion Doomhorn gets picked up here for the human side, increased movement speed as well as life regen. Not bad. Obviously, Endurance Aura might have favored the Rifleman a lot more, but increased HP regen is nice as well. Okay, we're gonna have the first bit of siege coming through here, as the Bestiary is gonna be. No, actually, Bestiary is not gonna be target number 1. The Orc Burrows are gonna be focus fired here, as we do not yet have the reinforced defenses. TP Scroll coming through here by the Orc army, as the human player also channels the TP Scroll. Honestly, I couldn't actually tell if the Archmage was channeling or not, or if it was yeah, the stronghold being targeted by the TP scroll. Either way, both sides are going to burn their scrolls, except Lin was able to benefit a lot more after taking down 2 burrows. Surprised he didn't go after the bestiary, but that is fine in itself because he is upside down in supply. He is unable to actually produce the units off of that bestiary, so I guess it kind of ends up being the same result. +1 armor for the orc units here is about to be completed. Any upgrades in terms of the human side? We do have +1 attack upgrade for those riflemen, so yep, rifle cast is looking kind of in full effect here.
Work complete.
Ogre Lord is being taken out, and the item is going to be the Hood of Cunning, +5 intelligence and agility. Basically a better single attribute item, to be honest, as we do have a War Stomp coming through, as well as a lightning shield onto the Turn Chieftain. It is gonna try and get dispelled. I think Lin missed one over there, as you have a healing scroll being used. Turn Chieftain is trying to get into a good position. Obviously, if he gets into a good War Stomp position, then the Lightning Shield position is a lot better as well. Thunderclap from the Mountain King is going to force these Orc Grunts to retreat a little bit. We are going to have another Stormbolt onto the Turn Chieftain, as another Thunderclap is going to do almost enough damage to even wipe out 4 of those Grunts immediately. They are just going to get picked off instead. And yikes, you can see how the Mountain King's Thunderclap nerfs haven't really affected him that much. It is still quite a bit of damage, just not as much as before. Kodo Beasts are being added to the Orc comp, as you have a forward Arcane Volt being placed down here as well. Invisibility on the Mountain King could possibly go for some easy peon kills here. But he is a bit lacking in mana, so he needs to be careful. Oh, there we go with the Kodo Beast. Instantly gonna be greeted with a Stormbolt there, and is gonna go down. A bit worrisome that Hitman is not actually wary of his opponent's army location, or at least army position. Has spotted the Arcane Vault, so this is no doubt going to be a siege attempt here. Now the Grunt is gonna be victim of the Rally Point blunder, and it seems like another Kodo Beast might actually follow suit as well. Are we gonna have a Stormbolt? Nope. Oh, wait, nope. Priest did attempt to go for a unit block there, but he's just gonna get nom straight away. And here comes the fight. Nice War Stomp from the Turn Chieftain is gonna get instantly greeted with a Lightning Shield as well. Mountain King is gonna go for a Thunderclap of his own, and honestly it seems to be a lot more effective than the War Stomps from the Turn Chieftain. The problem with the Turn Chieftain is he's not actually having a lot of backup coming through his end. Nice splitting here from Hitman's Rifleman, and they are going to reduce the effectiveness of that War Stomp or not Hitman's Rifleman, Lin's Rifleman. If Hitman actually... Oh, wait, that's a very nice War Stomp. Unfortunately, we don't have that many Orc units to benefit from that, and yeah, Lin is going to retreat. He is going to lose a couple of his footmen, however, because TP Scroll does not actually pick up peasants, which is a bit odd, but they are just going to be free fodder for the Orc heroes here. Level 5 Turn Chieftain, that is going to be level 3 War Stomp. Still not as scary as Thunderclap, but yeah, once we get a good number of units for Hitman, those War Stomps should be rewarding. It's just that Grunts are melee units, so they desperately need good positioning, and you saw with Lin how pretty well he split his units from that War Stomp. Obviously that very last clump, because that TP Scroll kind of led to a free War Stomp, but at the end of the day it didn't really mean too much.
We're under attack.
Wolves just being used to scout here. Farseer is a little bit away from level 4, so still doesn't have access to that level 2 chain lightning. I am still so shocked that we haven't gotten the burr upgrades, honestly. But oh well, nice war stomp there into a chain lightning to take out a couple of those rifle casters, as level 4 has been gained for the Farseer. Mountain King trying to go for another Thunderclap is going to do a very nice amount of damage onto the Kodo Beast and is going to go take him down. Peons being brought over as another nice War Stomp is going to come through onto those casters in the back line. Thunderclap from the Mountain King, but he is going to run out of mana and is going to be forced to retreat a little bit. Another War Stomp is going to hit a huge number of units, as well as those 2 heroes there, and this looks like pretty easy pickings for Hitman to take advantage of. Lin, despite the Mountain King having a lot more damage output than the War Stomp from the Tauren Chieftain, yeah, I guess the quality of War Stomps the Tauren Chieftain was able to find is a lot better than the Thunderclaps from the Mountain King. Mountain King gonna try and deal as much damage to the Farseer as possible. He does have an invuln if he wants it, but the Archmage needs to be careful himself as well. No Teep Scrolls whatsoever for either of these 2 human heroes here. But they do have invulns, 1 each, but that is only 7 seconds. The risk of getting surrounded and not being able to retreat is there, so they need to be careful about that. Lin is actually severely low on supply. I'm not actually sure what happened. He did lose a boatload of units on his end, but I was kind of expecting the same to be said for Hitman as well. It seems like Hitman's doing fairly well in terms of replenishing his units.
Heed my call.
I guess he is producing out of 3 production buildings versus Lin's 2, but Lin has finally added Spellbreakers to the mix here, so they will be able to basically shake off the War Stomps from the Tauren Chieftain, and of course add a bit of DPS to the mix as well. I think we're actually just going to forego those Riflemen entirely, as we are going to transition into a second Sanctum.
We're under attack.
So we're gonna go into pure casters here, it seems. The Mountain King desperately needs that level 5, if he can get it, but he is still sharing with the Archmage, so that is gonna be problematic. At least the Archmage will also hit 5 at a relatively similar time.
We're under attack.
Yeah. Control magic is being researched, so Farseer will have to think twice about summoning his Spirit Wolves. Invuln is going to be used on the Farseer there, as he is trying to retreat. Army supplies 50 for Hitman, 43 for Lin. And of course, this is not counting the summoned units from either side.
Research complete.
Mountain King looming around with the invisibility from those sorceresses. Are they Masters trained? No, they're still adept, as we don't actually have castle training or castle tech just yet. And honestly, I don't think we will be seeing castle tech at all.
Is running low.
Still no fortress tech either on the side of Hitman either. I was expecting fortress tech was a priority, since Shaman kind of would like their bloodlust, but Lightning Shield is going to be used very poorly, because the Tauren Chieftain is actually surrounded by Spellbreakers, and they don't actually take damage from that Lightning Shield. Very nice surround on the Tauren Chieftain, I have to say, preventing him from actually getting into position on those casters there, and this honestly might just be the game-winning play. Getting that surround on the Tauren Chieftain is super nice. Is going to go for the break on the surround into invuln on the Tauren Chieftain. He's about to hit level 6, which is kind of a crucial power spike here for the Turn Chieftain. The Mountain King is going to Stormbolt this to try and snipe him before that is going to be possible, but no, level 6 has been attained, and Reincarnation is definitely the 6th ability point used there. So the Turn Chieftain not really scared of dying on his end, and yeah, like as I was saying with that surround being the game-winning play, unfortunately it was a little too late. The Turn Chieftain hitting that level 6 kind of crumbled all the plans there for Lin, and unfortunately that is going to be game. I think as the Mountain King drops as well, Archmage dropped a little earlier before, and that is going to be that. Yikes. Hitman, I don't know if he won by the skin of his teeth. The score obviously tells a completely different story, but if that Turn Chieftain was able to get sniped before that level 6, who knows, maybe the game might have swung a completely different way. But unfortunately, the surround wasn't maintained in time, and yeah, there was kind of no point killing the Turn Chieftain after that, so that is gonna be that. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys again next time. Take care.